So I'm Alice Quinn here at Toronto ComiCon talking with fearless Fred Kennedy. How you doing today?
Marvelous. How are you doing?
Excellent. We're chatting about Fourth Planet coming out from Chapter House Comics.
It's been pretty rad. Jason Liu is the one who's responsible for me getting on board with Chapter House. I asked him how Chapter House got on board with PHL, and he told me, just go talk to them. And I went and I talked to Anthony and Fadi, and they knew all about the Fourth Planet from just being at shows, and they really liked it. And they didn't think that I wanted anything to do with anything. I wanted to keep it all so indie. And part of me did, but my wife was like, why don't you take an opportunity to recoup some money? And I went, absolutely. So Miko and we changed the format. It wasn't the square, but then it's a standard size now. And so when we're doing it from a visual standpoint, we kind of treat it like it's in widescreen now. You can put more on each page. So I think it looks really good. And the double splash pages that we had done originally look amazing in the new print runs.
Okay, so how did you meet Miko and get that partnership set up?
It was the year we had the first Teuton trade done. We had an end booth, and Miko was sitting right behind us, and we had this horribly huge, obnoxious wooden sign, and the support kind of ran under his table, and so I ended up thinking, this guy must despise us, but Miko's a huge fan of that type of history, medieval history. And then we got talking, and he did a pinup in the second Teuton trade. And then when I announced that I was working on this project, he just shot me an email and said, hey man, I read your little synopsis of that book. I want to work on that. And then I was like, really? Okay. I didn't think he'd want to do it at all. But then we got working, and I think that Miko's art is makes the book feel as unique as it felt writing it. Because that's the thing with science fiction. There's so much out there. You've really got to do your work to make it feel unique and unto itself. And I think we did that. I think we really did.
Yeah, no, and the Fourth Planet has a lot of character on its own, and I feel like Miko's style really builds the world in such a way that it definitely feels different. And I really dig it so far. Loving that first issue. When can we see more?
Oh, well, we've got the first 5 issues done and ready to go. We're publishing it quarterly with Chapter House. And we publish it quarterly because Miko's process is very, it's very refined. It takes a long time. He's not throwing it together, and he needs, he's very clear about wanting more time to do things. So I give it to him. And a quarterly book, there's a lot of them out there. I would like to do more, but maybe as time moves on, we'll be in a position where we can. But for right now, yeah, it's coming. We already know how it's going to end. It's not like a book where we're going to find ourselves with 2 issues left and cram something together. No, we know the pacing is already figured out. We know where we should be at specific points. And if you liked the first issue, it gets so much better. It gets so much better.
All right, so what else can we see from Big Sexy Comics? Of course, we have your library of Teuton books, and we have Fourth Planet coming out, and you have a story in True Patriot. So what else can we see from you comics-wise?
Well, I did. Jason and I did a issue of Pitiful Human Lizard together. I wrote the script, and he drew it, and it features our character from True Patriot, Gull Girl. It's a crossover issue with True Patriot and Pitiful Human Lizard.
No, that's so cool, and I really love how you're making crossovers in the Canadian indie comic scene between True Patriot and Pitiful Human Lizard. I feel like you drew a little from your monstrosity experience in creating that monster.
Working with Chapter House, what they've been doing for the Canadian comic scene is awesome, because as an indie guy, you get really insular and you just do your own thing.
Yeah, and it's excellent to have a publisher really back the Canadian indie comic scene, because as an independent publisher, as Big Sexy Comics, you're used to doing everything on your own, wearing your printing hat and your editorial hat.
It's funny because Big Sexy Comics has kind of just become my own like personal writing site stuff. Like I'm not self-publishing really anything anymore, which is, it's you kind of miss it, but at the same time, it's like it frees me up to just focus on just the writing stuff. So it's kind of refreshing.
And the thing is, as you work over time, your work evolves, and you will evolve to a point where you have different needs.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome that there's a publisher like Chapter House that will support those needs, that will support the Canadian comics community, and put it on a larger scale.
Yeah,
so
man.
We're looking forward to more, and I'm sure we could see it in previews, though.
Oh yeah, it's in previews right now. Actually, we just launched the first issue. Comes out next month, and we got a little preview print edition that's going to be at the show later today. And issue 2 is going to be coming out in the summer. I'm pumped. It's looking really good.
We're looking forward to it, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you, man.